Hello, my name is Jennifer Clor. I'm here to guide you through a 30-minute gentle yoga practice. And before we begin, I'd just like to say thank you to the Michigan chapter of the American Academy of Pediatrics for, first of all, including yoga into your conference agenda and giving me the opportunity to guide you through this practice. I appreciate that greatly. My business is Jennifer Clor Yoga and Wellbeing, and my home base is Saginaw, Michigan. I teach ages 4 to 94 years old, and truly believe that this is a great practice for everybody. So the way that our practice will work today is I will show you some options, okay, for each yoga pose and just kind of explain different things that you can do. It's your job to tune into where you're at in the moment in your body on this day, okay? So do what you can do. If you'd like to try a little bit more challenging options in the posture, of course, go ahead and do so. But if it's not quite where you're at, then just back off, okay? You're gonna receive benefits no matter what. So to begin our practice today, I'd like to focus a little bit of time on breathing, okay? Some breathing exercises, which in yoga we call pranayama. And so many benefits to having a strong respiratory system. I don't need to explain that to you. So we'll start reclined, okay? So just go ahead and lay down. Let your head rest, okay? Now I'm gonna suggest that you leave your legs bent, and keeping your legs bent, feet are flat on the mat, and you've got a little bit of space between your feet, maybe even hip width apart. As you're reclined, if it feels good, feel free to let your knees rest against each other. That's fine. Arms are alongside the torso and just resting comfortably, okay? When you're ready, turn the palms of your hands up to face the sky or the ceiling, and then maybe even pick your shoulder blades up and tuck them a little closer into the front of your body. Move your chin slightly down towards your throat and just get comfortable. Make your physical adjustments now. We want to find a spot where we don't need to move around a lot. We can settle in and get still. So once you find that stillness, allow your eyes to close. And if you're not comfortable with closing the eyes, maybe half close the eyes. Just let your eyelids feel a little droopy. If the eyes are closed, let your eyelids feel heavy, like a blanket or a curtain covering those eyeballs, and allow the skin on your face to soften. So try not to tense up across the forehead or around the eyes. From here, notice what you notice. How does it feel to lay in this position? Check in with your senses. Is there anything that you still see? Notice if there's something that you smell or if there's a taste in your mouth. And obviously, tune into whatever it is that you hear. And then moving beyond those 5 senses, begin to notice your regular breathing pattern, just that regular, natural flow of air as it moves in and out of your body. See if you can pay attention to that. This is normally something that we really don't spend too much time thinking about in our day-to-day life. Observe the rate that you're breathing. How quickly or slowly. Observe how much air comes in and out. And then when you're ready, start to take a long, deep exhale breath out your nose. When that breath is complete, take a long, slow, deep inhale breath through your nose. And repeat. Okay, once you feel you've filled up as much as you can or emptied out as much as you can, just take that next breath. Long, slow, smooth breath in and out as your body is able to. As you inhale, notice the lift of your chest. As you exhale, notice the drop in the belly. Keep extending, lengthening, stretching out each and every breath. Nice and slow. See if you can even slow this process down even more as you continue to repeat. Ujjayi breath, victorious breath in yoga. Long, slow, smooth, deep inhales and exhales. As long as your breath continues to be smooth, keep going. If you find that your breath becomes shaky, choppy, just relax, take a break, and return to your normal breathing. Now, once you have filled up one more time at the top of your very next inhale breath, return then to your normal, regular flow of breathing. Go back to that normal breath, keeping your attention and your focus on it. How does it feel? How do you feel? And then just slowly take your head side to side. Just do a little roll with the head gently moving one way and the next, not real far. If the eyes are closed, just kind of start to blink your eyes open, finding your head resting right at the center once again. Eyes are open completely now. And then we'll take the legs and pull them in toward the abdomen, toward the torso. If you're able to, take the hands to the lower legs and kind of pull those legs in a little closer and allow your lower back to press into the mat. If this is too difficult, take the back of the thighs and maybe pull in that way. Again, noticing the pressure on the lower back. And release. Taking your hands to the top of your knees now, we'll make some circles with those knees, okay? Using your arms, using your hands. Nice, slow circles with those legs. Once more, feeling the pressure moving now across the lower back, maybe to the side. You might feel this even in your hips. When it makes sense to you, pause and then circle around in the opposite direction. Rotate those legs the other way. Find your legs back to the center once again, and then go ahead and release the feet back to the mat. From here, we'll take figure 4 pose. So leaving your right foot on the mat, pick up the left foot and place the ankle right on top of that right knee, moving your left knee away from your head, just gently, okay? You don't need to physically push it or anything like that. We're just trying to move the knee away rather than have it in towards your chest. Notice how this feels. Keep the foot flexed on that lifted foot. And if you're feeling a lot of release, maybe you might even start to tense up here through the hips, just stay here. Perfectly acceptable to stay in this position. This would be your first choice. If you'd like to try something more, reach through that space that you created, the hole there, and take the back of the right thigh, pulling the foot, the legs in a little closer. You'll feel this more, okay, through the hips. And again, feel free just to stay here. Pause in this position. If you would like to try the final expression of this posture, extend that right leg up, straight in the air, flexing the foot, flexing both feet to protect your knees. Figure 4. If you look at your legs, you'll see it's making the number 4. Now release. Take that foot all the way back to the mat if it's not already there, and then release the left side as well. So we'll switch sides. Right foot on left knee, flexing the foot, moving the right knee away from the head, away from the body, and stay here. Pause and see what's happening in your body. Check in, especially through the hips, maybe even the lower back. Again, staying here is just fine. If you'd like to, reach through, take the back of the left thigh, drawing the legs in a little closer to the torso. Continue to monitor your breath and observe, am I holding the breath at all? We want to keep that air naturally flowing. Normal breathing is just fine. If you extended the leg on the other side, take that left leg up straight in the air as well, flexing both feet. And then again, release. Let the left foot find the mat. Let the right foot find the mat. And then once more, pull those legs in, curling up into a little ball, into the chest, lower back pressing down. And then release that little squeeze there. So either roll over to the side and push yourself back up, or lift your feet and rock the torso back up. Come and find a seated posture here, facing forward. So next we'll work half boat pose, or Ardha Navasana. So looking forward, we'd like to keep some space between our 2 feet. Just sit tall to begin. Okay, maybe you need to take those feet a little wider in order to do that. I like to hang on to the lower leg for some leverage to help lift that chest. Sit as tall as you possibly can. So again, you've got some options here. To begin, you can reach those arms forward, extend, lean back, and then just see if you can find a point of balance. Pick up one foot, maybe pick up the other foot, see if you can balance here. Half boat pose, and you're already on the ground. So if you roll back, it's okay. You're safe here. Go ahead and release. Hang on to those lower legs, sit nice and tall. Okay. Now I'll show you some other options. So the first one is to extend the arms, lean back and hold. It also helps to find a point of focus, right? Let your eyes focus on one object. If this is too hard, you can hang on to the back of the legs, okay? Or you might need to take your hands down and anchor your boat here. Whichever version of this posture suits you today, that's exactly the way you should be doing it. Go ahead and sit up tall, release, check in. Are you feeling anything in those abdominal muscles? And then one last time, go ahead and lean back, float whatever type of boat you'd like to. If you would like to take the full expression here, we would extend those legs so that your feet are higher than your forehead. Chest stays lifted. And breathe. Make sure you try to notice if you end up holding the breath at all. Go ahead and release, okay? And then what we'll do is lower down slowly back to the mat. Recline, recline, recline. Extend both arms overhead and reach. Both legs long. So fingers and toes stretching out long in opposite direction, getting those abdominal muscles stretched out. And then bring the arms down, bring the legs in. One more little ball. Curl up into a little ball there on your back and find a seated posture once again. From here, we'll take table. So table pose is hands and knees, right? Your hands are shoulder width apart. So notice how wide you are placing your hands. A lot of people think that their shoulders are a lot wider than what they actually are. So a straight line from the shoulder down to the wrist bones. Same with the knees and the hips. Knees and feet are hip width apart. Now spread your fingers. Press the whole palm of your hand down into the mat and see what that feels like. Even the fleshy part of the hand between your pointer finger and thumb. Try not to lock your elbows. Look down, move your chin a little closer to your throat to lengthen the back of your neck. Pull your belly button up towards your spine to engage your abdominal muscles, and then tilt your tailbone to the back of the mat. Let the tops of the feet press down into the mat as well. So table, your back is flat just like the top of a table. And now returning to the longer, slower Ujjayi breath, we'll take some cat-cow postures. So the cow is where you tip or drop your belly toward the mat, turn the sit bones up, turn the chin up, and take a big full inhale breath here. So you're curving the spine. Now exhale, cat. Push the hands and the feet down into the mat and arch that back in the opposite direction, all the while exhaling the breath. When that breath is complete, switch back to the cow. When that breath is complete, switch to the cat. And just keep moving slowly between each shape, matching the length of your breath to the length of your movement. A few more times here, just warming up the spine. And then one last time, meeting in table pose with that back nice and flat. Now come off of your hands. Stand up on your knees. We call this standing kneeling. And if you had a lot of pressure on your hands, you might want to make a loosed fist and just kind of do some circles with your hands in one direction, and then circle those hands around in the opposite direction. That was a lot of pressure on your wrists for a moment. Another nice thing to do is to interlace your fingers and then see if you can turn the palms to face forward and reach your arms forward. And then go ahead and release. Downward facing dog is next. So return to table pose. Make sure your hands are shoulder width apart. Curl the toes under, lift the knees, slowly straighten the legs, lift the hips, let the head hang, and then pull your heels toward the mat without shoving your chest to the floor. We don't want to push the chest down. The chest actually lifts up, belly button lifts up, kneecaps lift up, hands and feet push down, everything else reaches away from that mat. See if you're able to hang the head. Let the head hang loose between your two arms. Downward facing dog. Now from here, look forward and then bend your knees. You've got some options here. You could take your hands and walk your hands back to your feet with legs bent, or you could also bend the legs and walk the feet up toward the hands. Either way, we want to push those feet down and come to a standing position. So just kind of stand up, take a big reach, bring the palms of the hands together, and then draw your hands down to your heart center. And then release. Excellent. So we'll take a few standing postures now. First one is mountain pose. So this is just practicing your best standing posture. So choices here are the feet can stay wide. Okay, this is best if you have any issues with your balance today. Basically, the closer your feet are together, the more challenging it'll be for your balance. Okay, so we start with the feet. Notice how your feet connect to the mat or the floor, wherever you're at. Push those feet down. Okay, really ground the soles of the feet into the mat. Then working up the leg, we want to engage those quadricep muscles. So tighten them up, lift the kneecaps up, or just squeeze those quads. Maybe even feeling like your inner legs are moving in toward each other, close together. Sometimes I describe this like your two legs are zipped up into one strong base, one strong unit. Now from the waistband up, we'll pull the belly button in toward the spine, continue to lift the spine. Let's hug those shoulders up, squeeze the shoulders up to the ear, pull the shoulders back, and then drop those shoulders down, lengthening out the arms, lengthening out even the fingertips. Tuck your chin slightly. Sometimes we have a tendency to lift that chin, so we want to make sure that's level. And then consider the top of your head. Okay, we can't see it, but it's there. So from the soles of your feet to the top of your head, you're aware of what your body's doing. Now go ahead and relax. Okay, let it all go. This is how you stand. This is your normal posture. Okay, which is fine. Take it into mountain pose, Tadasana. Now push the feet down. Right? Squeeze those legs tight, tight, tight. Belly's in. Chest is lifted. Shoulders rolling back and down. Arms are long. Head is right on the center of its axis. Notice how you feel here. Consider, do I feel strong? Do I feel stable? This pose helps us cultivate that sense of stability, of confidence. Okay. So tighten up, squeeze as much as you're able to, and then release again. Now step your feet wide. We'll go through a few more standing postures. With the feet wide, turn one foot out towards the short end of your mat. Okay, so one foot faces the short end, the other foot faces the long end of your mat. So warrior two to begin. This is the one where you'll bend your front leg. So parking the knee right over top of your ankle. Okay, for me, I've got longer legs. I need more space, so I'm gonna adjust with this back leg and scoot it a little farther away so I can lower down. Eventually, we'd like that leg to be a right angle, okay? Now, torso's lifting up, arms are reaching out like a T, and we just turn the head to gaze past the fingertips on the front side. So deep bend in the front leg. Keep lifting up through that back leg. Okay, that back leg can't slack off, and then your back fingertips are reaching in the opposite direction that you're looking. Okay, we've got energy moving in that direction as well. Warrior two. Now straighten the leg, release your arms. Next is a balancing posture, sky archer. If this is too difficult, if your feet are too wide and you're having a difficulty standing this way, just kind of step your back leg in now. So we're going to shorten up that space a bit. Toes still face in this direction. Reach the arms out wide like a T. Now, back hand reaches around to the front wrist. Okay, and this might be where you stay. Push your feet down, tighten up those leg muscles, stand tall. If you're able to, reach. Draw those arms up just as much as you're able to. I don't recommend watching the hands. Just find another focal point to gaze eye level. But continue just to reach those arms up as much as you're able to. If you're able to even extend the fingers back, that's where we get that back arch. And then go ahead and release the arms, bring them back out to a T. And let's take triangle pose. So now reach toward that front foot, two straight arms, two straight legs, tick-tock your arms down, rest one on your hand, on your leg, reach your other hand up in the air, and then if you're working balance, even turn your head to gaze up at that hand. Triangle. Now push your feet down, pull your belly in, come back to the center, and release. Now we have to do all that on the other side. So turn that foot in, turn your other foot out, okay? All three postures on this side. Warrior two to begin. So bending the front leg, noticing where your knee and ankle are, deciding, can I go any lower? Okay, if so, scoot that back foot and then sink down. Right, good. So nice deep bend in the front leg, pulling up on that back leg. Sometimes I kind of describe that like a kickstand on a bicycle, okay? Arms are reaching in opposite directions, fingertips reaching in opposite directions, and then just the head turns to gaze past those fingertips. Breathe. Continue to let that breath flow. And then release. Here we go for our balance, Sky Archer. If you need to, step your feet closer together. Either way, engage those legs, get strong, pull your belly in, reach around for that front wrist, find a point of focus, and then slowly reach the arms up. Maybe even all the way up and slightly back. Feel the length of your legs, the length of your torso, the length of your arms, the length of your fingers. And then release. Arms go straight out like a T, triangle pose. So extend forward, reach this way, and then tick-tock those arms up and down. Lifting every fingertip up to the sky with as much energy as you have in the opposite direction going down toward the ground. Turn the head to look up if that's in your practice today. If not, just look forward. Strong legs, strong feet. Pull that stomach in, back to center, and then release the arms. Turn your foot forward. Big step together. Okay, excellent. Now we'll go back to the mat, the ground here. Find yourself seated about in the center of your mat, and I'll have you recline again. This time we'll take a reclined twist, okay? So similar to the way we started, head is down, knees are in nice and tight, and then we'll just drop the bent legs over to one side. So let both legs drop this way. Your shoulders stay on the mat, okay? Arms are resting alongside the torso in a comfortable position. Palms of the hands up. So you can stay in this, head can stay in this position, right? Just in this, resting at its center. Other choices for the head are to turn your gaze toward the knees. Another choice for the head, the final expression of this posture, would be to turn your gaze in the opposite direction of the knees. Now rest. A lovely, restorative, gentle twist. Now bring the head back to center, the legs back to center. Little squeeze in, and we'll take this in the opposite direction as well. So drop the legs over to the other side, adjust the shoulders to stay so that they are both resting on the mat, arms are in a comfortable position, and then decide what to do with your head. Either keeping it on the center of its axis, turning the head to gaze at the knees, or rotating away from the knees. Rest. Feel free to take a few more longer breaths here as well. And then once more, bringing the head back to the center, bringing the knees back in, nice little squeeze, and then release the feet back to the mat. So we're at our final posture, which is Shavasana, also known as corpse pose. This is meant to give you a moment to rest and actually a moment to recharge. This is more of a rejuvenating posture, just like charging your batteries. So your choices here are to do as we started, reclined with the legs bent, maybe the knees resting against each other, or feel free to extend both legs, placing the feet kind of at the corners of your mat and just letting those feet relax and kind of flop over to the side. Arms are along the side of the torso, palms of the hands up. Again, maybe tucking shoulder blades in to really flatten out the upper back. Drawing the chest down, drawing the chin down slightly, lengthening out the back of the neck, and once more closing the eyes. If that is not comfortable for you, feel free to just let your eyelids half close. From here, we want to return to the awareness of our natural respiration, okay? In order to do that, take a nice big inhale breath through the nose, and exhale, sigh that air out. 2 more times, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Now seal your lips, close your mouth, and return to your normal respiration in and out of the nose. So nose breathing only. Try to keep your focus on this breath, on this process, this flow of air. Other thoughts will surely come into your mind, and that's okay. Just try to choose the breath. Choose your awareness to be focused on this flow of air, the prana, the life force that flows through you. Now considering that exhale breath, releasing the air, releasing the carbon dioxide. Think about releasing anything else that may cause you dis-ease. Let go of stress, worry, fear, overwhelm, negativity, whatever it is that you need to be free from. Let it go on that exhale breath. Let it dissolve on the exhale breath. Make space for better things. Now switch your focus to the inhale, receiving the air, receiving the oxygen. Receive on that inhale breath all that's good. Fill up with health. Fill up with happiness. Fill up with hope, clarity, gratitude, compassion, love. Whatever it is that you need, ask and receive it on that air, just as you receive the oxygen. And now moving beyond that breath, let your awareness come around to the stillness that you're experiencing. Just notice that stillness. In the stillness, welcome a sense of peace. Peace in your body, peace in your mind, peace in your spirit. That peace is within you, always waiting for your attention, your acknowledgement. And you can always return. Now begin to notice your body once again. Come back to that body awareness. Maybe wiggle the fingers or toes, or whatever feels natural to you is perfectly fine. Just start moving around a little bit. When you're ready, eyes open slowly, maybe blinking eyes open. And then when you're ready, find yourself rolling over onto the right side of your body, drawing your knees into your chest. So curling up into a ball on that right side. We'll rest here, we'll pause here for a breath or two. And then slowly just find yourself back to a seated posture. Whatever is comfortable for you is fine. But we'll sit tall, facing forward once again. So we'll end the practice by placing the palms of your hands together right at the center of your chest. Thank you again for taking this time today to take care of yourself. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste. Enjoy this day. Bye-bye.